लोग पढ़ रहे हैं हिस्ट्री ऑफ द इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज एंड लिटरेचर का यूनिट 2 इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ लैंग्वेज। इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ लैंग्वेज, इसका इंट्रोडक्शन, ऑब्जेक्ट, इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ लैंग्वेज, कंडीशनिंग, इन्फ्लुएंस, सोशल एंड कल्चरल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, लिविंग एंड लर्निंग, कम्युनिकेशन, कोडिंग, स्टोरिंग एंड रिट्रीवल नॉलेज, पावर एंड पॉलिटिक्स, ये सब हम लोग इसमें पढ़ेंगे। तो इंट्रोडक्शन हम लोग पहले पढ़ रहे हैं। इंट्रोडक्शन, ह्यूमन लाइफ without language is beyond imagination. A cursory look at our life reveals that our lives are constructed throughout language. Hackett 1958 notes that language is the most valuable single possession of the human race. The grammar, linguistic, and philosopher humbled observation that man is the man throughout language along various definitions are pivoting various aspects of language. One of the standard folk definition is that language is a means of communication, but for grammars and linguistic, it is a system of signal governed by specific rules. Let's look at a few definitions. Language is that system by which sound and meanings are related. Language is the most sophisticated and versatile means available to human beings for the communication of meanings. Scholars contend that language must be considered as a social phenomenon, a structured system that can be viewed synchronically. The main aspects to be deduced from the above definition include language is a system of sounds and meanings. Here it is assumed that meanings are possible throughout language. Language is a capability medium for the communication of meanings and message. Language is a social phenomenon of all of these features. Healing the notice of meanings, philosophical even is in search of the meaning of their lives. In this unit, we will try to understand the importance of language in human life. human life. Objective importance of language. One of the basic principles that help in the organization of life is the correction and use of labels and classification. We infallibly go after labeling. You might wish to call it meaning in simple terms. In classification, take the example of the correction appendixing centric in the initial phase. The will words was struggling to understand the fundamental phenomena to make sense of the situation. New labels such as the meanings of various treatment protocols, disease severity measurement scale were all formulated. They were used to communicate the pandemic to people. I am sure that you all agree that we have new label, some new means of various and other reports such as isolation, coercion, mixed jabber, social distancing, etc. Well, phenomena as hostile to human life. We have a label for relationship, organization, professional life, work, socialization, or otherwise, and so on. We also have a robot classification system in them of positive and negative. In other words, all does and don'ts in life are in essence the outcomes of our indulgence in labeling and classification. Needless to say, this indulgence is possible only through language. Can you imagine life without language? Can we think of any relationship without language? Can we think of work without language? Can we think of our development or human development without language? The general answer to this question is being no. The general stance of language in the world stands at approximately 65 in India. In India, the census data notes that there are 121 languages and 270 mother tongue. There are 22 languages specific in the either scrolled to the constitution. having said this, that if we take a cursory look at our surroundings, we notice at last 3 to 4 languages in use. The official data classified Marathi or Hindi or Telugu as one language, but it is only in the script used to write. But when it comes to spoken form, there is more than one language. The purpose of bringing in this data is to provide you to things about why we have so many languages and so many ways of using language. Languages are not just mediums to communicate, they are more than a communication tool. In essence, they facilitate the sense making in our lives. Let's pause for a while to ponder over the following question drawing on observation so far, we can safely assert that languages are essential because our life is beyond imagination. Without using them, then we use language for communication, making sense of things and phenomena around us, and for coding our perceptions and perspective. To mention a few now, the question is how all this happens in our life. Let's discuss this phenomenon in detail.